Okay, so Sean B. Bradley, Alan Vines, Automotive. What I wanted to go through again is what are we looking to achieve with the 10-step process? Okay, so step one, we're going to do this one more time loud, quickly. Step one?
Grading.
Step two?
Information.
Step three?
Purpose of call.
Step four?
Pace conversation. Qualify the customer. Big question. Identify expectations, implement rebuttals. Transition validate. BEP. Try close.
Okay, so basically they demonstrated that they know all 10 steps. Again, which is the grading, ask permission to speak, state purpose of the call, pace the conversation, the big Q, qualifying question, identify expectations, implement rebuttals, transition, validate, value package proposition, try close, and close. But I don't want them to sing the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Like, I don't want you just to sing the Dealer Synergy 10-step, theme song in your head. You need to know what each step does. Steps 1 through 4, just basic phone etiquette. Step 5 is a setup question. Our real meat and potatoes of the program doesn't start till step 6. And what we're looking to accomplish is to first identify a prospect's wants, wishes, expectations. Tyler, quick question. Have you ever purchased a vehicle online before?
No.
You haven't? Okay. What were you looking to accomplish by going online?
Price. Sure, I should get the absolute best deal.
Okay, so that's it right there. That's the whole purpose of the phone process, is to identify, like Dr. Covey says, seek first to understand and then to be understood.
He also says to diagnose before you prescribe.
Say that again? What does he say?
He also says to diagnose before you prescribe. So you have to know what the symptoms are, but you can't just say, oh, don't come into my office, I'll guess over the phone what you have, and I'll, go to the local CVS and I'll shoot over medication and, you'll be fine. I didn't even ask you what your symptoms were or, what was going on with you, so how would I even know what to prescribe? So it's kind of the same type of concept.
Okay, so again, what we want to be able to do is just make sure that you take the time to identify what the prospect's wants, wishes, and expectations are. Again, you don't want to just think it's one thing. And then here's something else. I'm going to actually elaborate. I'm glad we're doing this video over twice, second time. Certain things might be a surface issue, and this is deep. So when you ask somebody, quick question, have you ever purchased a vehicle online before? No. Okay, what were you looking to accomplish by going online? Price. That's almost like when you go to up a customer, you're like, hey, oh, I'm just looking, right? If you think about it, it's almost like
conditioned.
They're conditioned. Right. It's a reflex. It's just a get back, board of the car dealership, back for me, right? Okay, think about that for a second. So if you ask somebody, what are you looking to accomplish by going online? Instead, it could be one of two things. It could be like, duh, price. What else do you think I'm calling for, right? Or it's like, back, I just want the price, right? If you just answer the price, what untrained people do is they're going to drop the price, or if you just give them a little ninja rebuttal and say, well, how about this, blah, 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 and that's it, you're still not doing the first part. So I'm adding to more than what I just said. Remember I said there's 3 main things? You still can't get to the second thing unless you've identified fully. And how do you do that is that transition. Do you see what I'm saying? So watch, I'm going to go this with Tyler. Step 6. Have you ever purchased a vehicle online before?
No, I haven't.
Step 5. Okay, step 6 is what are you looking to accomplish by going online?
I just make sure I get the absolute best deal.
Okay, watch. How about this? If I wasn't able to get you the absolute best deal, I would never expect you to buy a vehicle from me, okay?
That sounds good.
Still not done. That's only half of the first thing. I'm going to say, okay, great. With that being said, besides price, what else is important to you in deciding where you're going to purchase your next vehicle? I'm going to let you listen to that a couple times. Tyler, step 5. Have you ever purchased a vehicle online before?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay, just so you know, what were you looking to accomplish by going online?
Should I make sure I get the absolute best deal?
Well, how about this? If I wasn't able to get you the absolute best deal, I would never expect you to buy a vehicle from me, okay? Let me explain it to you. If I didn't give you the most incredible price, I do not think that you would come in here, and buy a car from me. Do you understand that? That's not the rebuttal. I'm trying to get that emotion out. Now, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, once he clears, like, duh, I'm not stupid. That makes sense to me. Then you go on, okay, with that being said, what else is important to you in deciding where you're going to purchase your next vehicle? What I'm doing is I'm not just taking the price or the first objection or the first expectation and I'm running with it. I'm being professional. As soon as I hear its price, I'm going to meet that head on, and then I'm going to find out what else is important. Because what? Only 20% of people are solely price motivated. Again, only 20% of people are solely price motivated. That means if I ask that question, what are you looking to accomplish by going online? Let's do some math. If I ask that question, what were you looking to accomplish by going online? I think 80, 90, 100% of people are going to say price. Who agrees? Raise your hand. Yeah, so the majority of people here agree that's going to be the case. But how is that possible, Sean? How is that possible if you said only 20% of people are solely price motivated, but yet 80 to 100% of people are going to ask for the price? Because that's the starting question. That's the top of the mind question. That's the reflexive question. All those things are the first. If you don't punch right through that, if you don't find out what else is important, guess what's going to happen? They're going to leave here, and they're going to buy a car somewhere else, and they're going to spend more money, or at least the same amount of money. You know how this works. You talk to a prospect, you give them the best possible scenario, and they leave. You know why? Because they don't believe you, they want to do more shopping, or you didn't do the right job, let them on the right car, you didn't close them. They go somewhere else, or they go to somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and somewhere else, and then they find out, Alan Vines wasn't lying. Alan Vines was there. And you're like, they're either, especially, I'm a dumb guy. Dumb guys like myself might be had too much ego and say, I was wrong. They might not want to go back. After they just said, you're wrong. Tyler, you're wrong. I could get a better deal. No, I couldn't. I'm going to go back. Tyler, you're right. I was wrong. I'm sorry. No, it's not. Pride, for some people, might not allow them to come back. Or convenience. If I just went to 2 or 3 different stores and I'm sitting in finance, I'm sitting in front of another dealership, why am I going to leave here when they're telling me the same price that you said, or maybe $100 or $200 more? I'm already here at the competitor. Why am I going to go back? So even if you guys are awesome, even if you guys get that, they might buy somewhere else because it wasn't handled the right way. Do you understand me? So it is imperative that you find out what else is important to the prospect besides just price. Because I promise you, over 80% of people, there's something else besides just price. Okay? So now, that's the one thing. I know all that for that one thing. You need to identify what their wants, wishes, and expectations are. After you've identified what their wants, wishes, and expectations are, you need to meet them. You need to make sure that whatever it is, if it's price, it's availability, it's convenience, they feel that, wow, they understand me. Wow, they're going to take care of me. Wow, my credit's banged up, but they got me. They promised. They knew. Like James, his name is James, right? Like the gentleman we spoke to, James. They knew I don't have any money to put down, but I told them that we could probably defer their down payment for 30 or 60 days until he got paid. Wow, that was deep. That was deep. He understood me. He didn't try to, do all the flim-flam shuffle and get me in here and then change me. He understood. Does that make sense? Now, after you've got them to identify their wants, wishes, expectations, after you've met them and they felt, oh my gosh, they understand me. I know that Alan Vines understands me, they're going to do what I need. Now you get to exceed their expectations. How do you do that? By presenting your value package proposition. Folks, the average internet prospect is going to search 5 to 8 other dealerships. I'm going to repeat that. As per current market data from J.D. Power, NADA, Automotive, all the big people, the average internet prospect is a 45 to 90-day opportunity. And they are going to research 5 to 8 other dealerships. That could be, let's say if I'm looking for a Chrysler 300, I might be looking at a Toyota, I might be looking at a Hyundai, I might be looking at a Honda, a Ford, I might be looking at all these other vehicles, not just other Chryslers. You understand that, right? So you're not just going against other, make competitors, you're looking for other brands as well. Or they can be going to other websites. So you need to make a drastic first impression. You need to get them to understand that you understand them by seeking first to understand them to be understood. You need to meet their expectations, and you need to give them a hell of a reason why they should come buy from you. What is different about Alan Vines Automotive than anybody else? What is different about you than anybody else? What are they going to get differently from this Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Mitsubishi dealership than they will get from anybody else? What are they going to get from this dealership that your other competitor makes don't have? The price, and this is a power statement. Rewind the YouTube on this one. The price you receive elsewhere needs to be weighed against the value you receive here at Alan Vines Automotive. Again, the price that you receive elsewhere from another dealership needs to be weighed against the value that you're going to receive from us here. And bottom line, I really believe with all sincerity, if you get people to tell you what their real interest, their real motivation is, why they're going online, and if you can make them feel that you understand them and you're going to meet those needs, and then you can tell them the what else, You could sell them on why they should come here. On top of that, now think about that. We do 3 qualifications. When I say, Tyler, what are we looking to accomplish by going online? He tells me. And I say, after I hit him with an expectation rebuttal, I say, besides that, what else is important in deciding where you purchase a vehicle? Second qualification. And then during the validation, I say, Tyler, let me make sure I understand you correctly. The 2 most important things I heard you say were this and this. Is that correct? Yep. Guess what? Let me assure you that those are the 2 most basic things you could do business with us and expect an amazing experience. After you've qualified or validated them 3 different times, the power statement is, can I tell you what else we do here? Can I tell you what we do to go above and beyond? He shouldn't be expecting anything else. They shouldn't be expecting anything else. When you ask them, what do you look at accomplish by going online? So besides that, what else is important to you in deciding where you're going to purchase a vehicle? Let me make sure I understand correctly. The 2 most important things, you qualified them. You've isolated and identified what they were expecting. Now you could jump totally out of there and say there's more. I got more than that. They should be, if you do your job right on the phones, they should be like, really? More? You're going to do that too? Because they weren't expecting that. That's how you close somebody on the appointment, is that you go above and beyond what they're expecting. Does that make sense? Okay, well, time check.
11:20.
Okay, good. So I'm going to go through this part quickly. I want to hear a real example of how somebody in your life, business, professionally, whatever, has, not deal with so much commercial, you know what I mean, has gone above and beyond. I mean, like, seriously, like what company, restaurant, food, something that you're like, damn, wow, that's crazy. Got 30 seconds. Go. Get.
AT&T, I called them last week. I'm going through a divorce. My bill was a little high. The rep said, you've been a great customer for a long time. I'm going to give you a $100 credit on your next bill. That's going above and beyond. Didn't ask for it. They volunteered it.
Crazy, right?
Totally crazy. I wasn't expecting it at all. I was just wanting to get an extension.
And did it help you?
Oh, yeah. That was a great help.
Well, and how did it make you feel?
It made me feel good about AT&T because I haven't had the best feelings with them.
Right.
So that sort of changed my whole
perspective.
Thank you.
That's great. Anybody else have an experience like
TGI
that?
Fridays.
Fridays
down. Yeah, I went with a buddy of mine, and it's kind of where we go all the time. But they just have great service. I mean, it's just you never have to ask twice for a refill, never have to ask twice for something to go with your food, whether it's ranch or anything, whether you don't want mushrooms on there or not. Just whatever you ask for, they're always perfect on the food. It's always been great service, and it's where I always.
So they've gone above and beyond.
They've always gone above and beyond.
Anybody else have an experience with the company?
Hey, let's tell them about OtterBox.
Yeah.
Purchased an OtterBox from Verizon. Well, it rips in 3 different places. These things aren't cheap. I mean, you're looking at $59, $60 for it. Within a month, it's already ripped. So Tyler tells me about OtterBox.com. They automatically send you another one free, no charge.
What's Autobox?
It's a case.
For your
Oh, wow.
For your iPhone.
Okay.
I got one.
Free.
Why don't you tell them about the hotel? No, this was your story.
No, you tell them.
At the NSA?
Yeah, you tell them.
Okay, so as you know, Sean discovered poison ivy, and we were at the National Speakers Association convention, and basically, he's scratching, he's itching, he's like, I can't take it anymore, so he calls our local doctor in New Jersey, and they phone in a medication for...
To Indianapolis.
Right. So Sean goes to the concierge and he's like, I just need either a taxi or something. I need to go pick up my medication from CVS. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll go get it for you. And we're like, really?
What? Yeah.
It was midday. The hotel was packed. Yeah, there's a convention going on, on top of everyone staying there. And they had no problem. As soon as we got back, they paid for it. They just added it to the bill. As soon as we got done with the workshop that we were in, they said, Mr. Bradley, your medication is here at the desk. Would you like us to have it brought up to your room? So they definitely went above and beyond on that one.
Sure. Wow. I'm going to close out on this. That's it right there. And this is the type of meetings that you need to have with your people. Tyler's an internet director. What is your wow moment? You know what I mean? You need to give that wow moment to your prospects. You need to then go like, oh, wow, these people are freaking awesome. I got to go there. You need to give them every reason not to go anywhere else. Stop.